Isamu Noguchi's Noodle 19,431,944 Center, part of the Self-Interned exhibition at the Noguchi Museum. See listing below. Michael Nagel for the New York Times. Our Guide to New Art shows Louise Bourgeois an unfolding portrait at the Museum of Modern Art through January 28, 2018. The artist's frequently handworked prints provide the through line in this compact yet vivid survey. Organized thematically, it moves over 6 decades in light, circling rhythms, revisiting primordial themes of family and betrayal while incorporating occasional paintings and several sculptures. Ms. Bourgeois' final efforts resemble an environmental painting, tinged with love and blood. Roberta Smith 2,127,089,400 MoMA.org. Drawn to Greatness Master Drawings from the Thor Collection at the Morgan Library Museum through January 7. This major group drawing show constitutes a grand summing up of a career, of an art form and of an institution's holdings. During the past 60 years, the New York art dealer Eugene V. Thor and his wife Claire Eddy Thor amassed a phenomenal drawing collection notable for its chronological breadth. This year they gave more than 400 items outright to the Morgan, expanding and deepening its range. Works on view include a Superari Andrea Mantegna, an unearthly Samuel Palmer and a soulful Vincent van Gogh. Holland Cotter 2,126,850,008 TheMorgan.org. Lauren Greenfield Generation Wealth at the International Center of Photography through January 7. They that will be rich fall into a temptation and a snare, warns the Book of Timothy. For 25 years, this Beverly Hills-born photographer has been shooting brand-obsessed, money-addled Americans, rich and poor alike, whose moral rot is expressed through hot pink Birkin bags, Versace upholstered furniture and McMansions the size of a small principality. The result is a tasteless show for a tasteless time. Some of Ms. Greenfield's photographs have a moral passion that exceeds distaste. But most of these shots are dismissive and shallow, and imply that vulgarity is a greater crime than economic unfairness. Jason Farrago 2,128,570,000 ICP.org. Murillo the SELFPORTRAITS at the Frick Collection through February 4. 2 flawlessly executed selfies by one of the leading painters of the Spanish Golden Age are united for the first time in centuries in this revealing, somewhat melancholy exhibition on mastery and aging. Around 1650, the 30-something Bartolomé Esteban Murillo painted himself as an ambitious young painter with pursed lips and arched eyebrows, staring out incongruously from a block of ancient in marble. The young painter was already imagining himself as a man for the ages, but success seems to have worn down Murillo in the later self-portrait, from about 1670. His hair has grown thinner, has developed a double chin, and he extends his hand as if desperate to connect to us. Farrago 2,122,880,700 Frick.org. SELFINTERNED 1942 Noguchi in Boston War Relocation Center at the Noguchi Museum through January 7, 2018. The order to detain more than 100,000 Japanese Americans during World War II, a crime that every administration since Gerald Ford's has lamented but that our current president has declined to condemn, was directed at citizens on the West Coast. New Yorkers were exempt, but the sculptor Isamu Noguchi, then 37, went anyway. This illuminating and dispiritingly relevant exhibition features documents and small works made from driftwood that date from the 7 months Noguchi spent in a camp near the Arizona-California border, where he tried, and failed, to improve the living conditions for his fellow Japanese Americans. Before his voluntary internment, Noguchi's sculpture often had a social realist stake. After he returned, his art turned more organic and freer, but also at times absurd. Farrago 7,182,047,088 Noguchi.org. The Vietnam War 19,451,975 at the New York Historical Society through April 22. In contrast to the PBS series, The Vietnam War, this jammed exhibition delivers historical data, a lot of it, quick on dirty, through labels, film clips, or audio bites and objects, some of which fall under a broad definition of art. Along with paintings by contemporary Vietnamese artists, there's graffiti-style drawing on combat helmets and Zippo lighters, and period design in album covers and protest posters. Words and images work together in murals labeled Home Front and War Front that put you in the middle of the war's primary issues and events. Cotta 2,128,733,400. NiaHistory.org. AI Weiwei. Good fences make good neighbors at Washington Square Park, Doris C. Friedman Plaza and throughout New York City through February 11, 2018. A public disruption by China's most important contemporary artist comprises large steel cages uptown and downtown, chain-link fences behind bus stops from Harlem to the Bronx, protective netting around Corona Park's Unisphere, and hundreds of portraits of refugees on lampposts. Mr. I is also a refugee. He fled to Berlin in 2015, and by now there is no untangling his art and his activism. Farrago installation sites are at publicartfund.org. A version of this article appears in print on November 10, 2017, on page C28 of the New York edition with the headline Art.